Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go.
Invincible. कौन है?
X,
कौन है?
no clue.
ब्रो मंथन। तो यूट्यूब कम्युनिटी पे एक बार पोल पे वोट वोट कर देना। अनवय तेरा एक और है।
गाइस वो सब प्लीज कमेंट पे थोड़ा एक्टिव रहो, बातें करो।
बातें मत करो वरना म्यूट कर देंगे लोग। just vote and also Anwar we can unmute and present our screen. So what's up with that?
Yeah, people can. अरे यार, हेलो, am I audible?
हाँ अरे
like a Hellcat. Coming like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat. Coming like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat.
Also, to the people who can't join this meeting for any technical reasons, we are also streaming this meet on YouTube. So we have attached the link in the community, WhatsApp community, so they can also uh, view this meeting through YouTube. So let's start, guys. Hi everyone, I'm Anvek Gaikwad. I'm the community manager of Cloud Computing Club, and I welcome you all for tonight's session on Decide Your Domain by Cloud Computing Club. And for this event, we have called upon alumni of MIT University from different domains, and they will give us insight on their respective domains. So you will get a clearer idea of which domain to choose from their insights. So I request everyone to please maintain the decorum throughout the meet. So let's start the session. We have a panel of five alumni from Mediterranean University. We'll start with the introduction of first domain, that is AI. And today's speaker is Pushkara Suryavanshi. Pushkara Suryavanshi is a tech entrepreneur and full stack developer. He co-founded Eternal Tech Solutions, leading the development of scalable software like ERP, CRM, VMS, and HRMS systems. Scaled in the Merge stack, Firebase, and cloud deployment like AWS versus GoDaddy, he specializes in turning ideas into functional, optimized products with a strong passion for front-end design and development. Now I call upon Pushkar to give his insight about his domain. So I'll just give you the permission. Hey
Hello.
Pushkaraj.
Yes,
Hi,
I
hi.
hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. All right. So let's start. Uh, so
Yes,
let's
I'll
begin with
just
the.
stop the screen
Yeah,
share.
yeah, sure. Okay. Perfect. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So let's start with the first domain, which is artificial intelligence. And like literally nowadays, you must have heard a lot about artificial intelligence. Like every other day, you get to hear a lot about different news, a different person speaking about different things, upcoming technologies and all. And somehow AI is the word which is constantly repeated among all those conversations. So I'll just brief you about it. I won't go much into the details of what AI is and how it works. I'll just brief you on the domain of what AI is and how you can be benefited from it, and if it is the right choice for you guys. So let's first question, basic question: what's artificial intelligence? What's AI? AI first of all stands for artificial intelligence. Artificial something which is man-made, and intelligence which helps us to make decisions for our benefit. And so artificial, so intelligence which we make for our benefit. For example, now let's go for by the definition. Here's the simple definition which I've written. AI is the simulation of human intelligence by machines. A simulation is something which is like copying. So copying human intelligence for machines. For example, if we train machines to work and function like humans. So it is something which has an artificial intelligence. For example, if we make machines which are capable of thinking and acting like us humans, so then that machine is termed as an artificial machine, intelligent machine, because it is capable of making its own decisions. Before this, there was the scenario that we used to make machines, but we always needed an operator behind a particular machine to to carry out its functioning. But the machines which are intelligent, like who has artificial intelligence in them, they don't require as such an operator behind it. For example, if you're talking with ChatGPT, there's no person sitting behind it and replying to our conversations. It's the machine. It's intelligent machine. It can think for itself and replies to it. So, in a nutshell, that's what artificial intelligence is: machines who can think, learn, and make decisions by themselves. So, in artificial intelligence, there are various branches. First one, there's machine learning, there's deep learning, natural language processing, computer vision, robotics. For example, machine learning, in which we train machines for light applications. For example, when you scan a QR code or a barcode, so that comes under machine learning, which has like less complex algorithms. Then comes deep learning. Deep learning is where we have like neural networks, a structure which is similar to our brain structure of our brains, which is inspired from the structure of a neuron. So deep learning deals with that. Then there's natural language processing. So natural language processing is something, for example, this the language which I'm speaking right now, English, which it can be English, Hindi, Marathi. These are our natural languages, which we have learned naturally from our parents, our surroundings. But for machines only understand zeros and ones. So like uh, in natural language processing, the machines are trained to understand our natural languages so that they can interact with us just like another human being. And then there's computer vision. For example, computer vision deals with a lot of images, videos. For example, computer vision is used in self-driving cars. So self-driving cars has a bunch of cameras which sees and checks all the environment and like gives inputs, and then the car, and based on those inputs the car takes decisions. For example, if you need to turn left or right or stop or accelerate, and that comes under computer vision, where all the visual aspect of data is analyzed. Then there comes robotics. Robotics, where we develop or integrate artificial intelligence with robots. Robots, as in machines. For example, robots are used in various manufacturing machines and stuff. And if they are like integrated with AI, then those robots, we try and make them like as intelligent as possible, so that they can think by the mm, think by themselves and act accordingly. For example, let's take a basic example. For example, the cleaning robots which we use at our homes. So like they detect an empty space, they detect obstacles, and then they are trained to, if I get an obstacle, I should turn the other way around. If I take a picture and if I find something which is, for example, it's dirt, then it's my job to clean the dirt. So that comes under robotics. So artificial intelligence have like multiple branches with it. Then artificial intelligence have like various applications where like it is used. I've already like given you a lot of examples, but let's see more. There are chatbots like ChatGPT, Gemini, virtual assistants, self-driving cars, recommendation systems which you get, um, the our Instagram, social media platforms, and all. Netflix uses recommendation systems. For example, have you ever noticed, for example, if you search something on Amazon, for example, I'm searching for gym equipment on Amazon, and somehow I open my Instagram, and somehow the ads which I get on Instagram are somehow related to gym equipment. That's because these social media platforms, they use our data to train their models and make our feed more personalized, recommend something which we would like more. So that's there. Then there's predictive analysis. For example, weather forecasting and all, um, predicting diseases, especially in healthcare and all. If I have so symptoms, um, these with the help of AI, it can be detected that within a span of some time I might have such diseases occurring to me. So this is some kind of prediction. For example, prediction of stock prices and all. Mm, so that's it. I hope you've gotten a basic idea of what artificial intelligence is and the domains of it. And like, let's move forward. I'll just tell you why I chose artificial intelligence and why you guys should choose. So for me, it was basically like as in when I started college, AI was not a very common term, but in my first year itself, the growth of AI had already started, and in every other person's mouth, AI was constantly like revolving. So I was like very intrigued with it, and it was very upcoming technology and in a trend, and it is still in trend, and it's going bonkers right now. So yeah, I was like very intrigued. Plus, then I researched about a little about it, and I was intrigued by it, to be honest. And plus, like, I researched more and all. Uh, I got to know that with the help of AI, you can do a lot of innovative things, build a lot of innovative products, be it in hardware or software. So that really helped me, and which like intrigued me. With the help of AI, I can make like amazing products and stuff, which can be used by people. And plus, of course, there's this factor कि salary अच्छी pay करता है कि नहीं. And like to be very honest, a job in AI pays you a lot. It might not have very beginner roles in AI, but if you get an experience of 1 to 2 years, AI jobs pay you ample of salaries. So yeah, these are like some of the reasons there's high demand. Like current, if you're talking about current industries, AI has a very high demand. There's a high demand, and there are less professionals who knows AI, because like most of the people are into development and data analysis and stuff. So like there are very less people who are like very well versed with AI technology. Then there's of course there's innovation. There's innovation. AI is very innovative. We can do a lot of innovative things. For example, if you guys have been to hackathons and stuff, there's always a part where they ask you to integrate some AI related things to make it more innovative. Because if we are subtracting AI, then it's a normal product. Like database में values भरो, retrieve करो, show करो, हो गया. But like if you use AI with it, you can add to its innovation. You can use recommendation, recognition, classification to like add a little bit of intelligence to your product. Then there's also career flexibility. You can work in like a lot of different domains in AI. Like you pick up any domain, healthcare, banking, and stuff. You already have a AI related job available in that particular domain. And of course, there's continuous learning. There's every day there's a new thing coming up in artificial intelligence. And last but not the least, salaries. It is definitely one of the highest paying tech fields currently. And I'll just sum up with a few more things. There are like essential skills, and now let's discuss like if it is the right choice for you to get into AI, because of many of you guys must already be intrigued with what AI is and all, but you might be questioning if it is the right choice for you. So like these two slides would be very important for you, like if you pay attention right now. So like these are like some of the basic skills that require to get you into artificial intelligence. So like first it's mathematics and statistics. So if you are good at math, not I won't say like you don't have to be very good at math. Even if you are like above average, AI you can definitely go for AI. You must be good at data patterns and recognition of patterns and all. Then there's logical thinking. Like if you can think logically, if your logical thinking is good and your problem solving is good, so AI like depends a lot on your logical thinking and problem solving, because in AI we are expected to like make different solutions, because there are a lot of already existing solutions, and we are always required to approach a problem um, in a unique way. So there this logical thinking and problem solving comes very handy. Then basic programming. In AI mostly it is Python and R. To be honest, you can program AI in any of the languages, but Python and R are like most widely used and most recommended as well. Then there's data analysis and visualization. If you're good with data-oriented tasks, analyzing data, visualizing the data, if you can jot down patterns from data, so yes, then AI is a good go for you. Then lastly, if you are getting into AI, these are some of the tools you guys should be familiar with. So you guys must have heard about TensorFlow, PyTorch. So TensorFlow, PyTorch, these are libraries which Python-based libraries. These are used for your deep learning. I won't go much into the detail. So if you are uh, planning to get into deep learning in future, so you must be well aware with TensorFlow and PyTorch. Then अब AI के code लिखेगा. So these are the Jupyter Notebook, Google Colab. These are like basic. These are the VS Code of your AI environment and stuff. In simple words. तो अगर तुम्हें AI का कुछ भी कोड करना है तो a notebook is preferred. And there's Jupyter Notebooks, there's Google Colabs, which follow the same structure. Then there's, of course, if you are dealing with AI, you are dealing with data as well. So data के लिए तुम्हें SQL, NoSQL databases से अगर तुम्हारी थोड़ी जान पहचान है तो it is good. And again, there are basic libraries for machine learning. This is scikit-learn, NumPy, Pandas. So as soon as you like get into AI, these are the basic libraries you are expected to learn. And then last but not the least, there's GitHub for version control. Like for example, if you're doing any projects and all, so GitHub is a safe place for you to push your codes and like share it to the world. And of course, if you're doing projects in a team, it is good for collaboration. And yeah, career opportunities, the most important question. So there are a lot of career paths. So these are some of the few roles you can get into as soon as you graduate. There's machine learning engineer, there's data scientist, AI researcher, NLP engineer, computer vision specialist, AI product manager. So like if you get into AI, you don't have to like learn all of it. You can just pick up some of the subtopics, subdomains, and like just master it, and you'll get into one of these career paths. And there are like immense amount of industries which are hiring. Like there are tech companies, Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, like all are in a rat race to build their AI products. So yeah, tech companies are like majorly hiring AI engineers. And there's finance, there's banking, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, and there's of course e-commerce where AI is used in logistics and stuff. Then there's marketing. Marketing, for example, like which areas the ad should be shown, like which are the target audiences and all. Then there's manufacturing and robotics. Those. So you pick up any domain, you pick up any industry, AI, there would be a certain role for you where you can like use AI. So I'll wrap up with this, and yeah, that's it. So I'll hand it over to the CQ team.
Thank you so much, Pushkaraj. I hope everybody got a bit clearer picture of about AI now. Even if not, we do have a Q&A round after the panel like after all the panel is done. And I would also like to mention that Pushkaraj is also the former tech lead of GDSC. So maybe तुम लोग को नहीं पता होगा what GDSC is because second अभी वो पहले था. It was the Google certified student club in our college. So yeah, thank you so much, Pushkaraj. Uh, moving on, we have one second. Moving on the panel we have Mahati Kapunganti. He is from cloud computing and he's a tech professional with experience in finance, IT, continuously learning and exploring new innovations. Currently, strengthening skills in Python, SQL, cloud platforms, and DevOps, while expanding knowledge of financial systems and workflows. Focus on building a career that bridges technology and finance with an eye on global opportunities and long-term growth. And I would also like to mention that Murthy is also the former president of this club, Cloud Computing Club, and he has guided and motivated a lot of people in his tenure, and the legacy is still continuing. So, yeah, Mehati, over to you.
Okay. Hello guys. Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Just a
Uh,
second.
you you are not visible.
Okay, just a second.
Yeah, now you're visible.
All right then. I'll just share my screen.
बोलना.
Hi, Mahati.
नहीं आती उसका
Mati, you're not audible.
Okay. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, you just
Hello.
got fan base here.
Okay. Okay. So I thank you for that introduction. LinkedIn से डायरेक्ट निकाल दिया है एंड अच्छी बात है. बहुत ज़्यादा करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज के बारे में था बट अच्छी बात है. So I am Mati Kapuganti and today I'm going to help you guys with choosing your specialization. In case that you are thinking of choosing the cloud computing specialization, I hope that my presentation, which has the same aim to help you guys decide which specialization to choose, will help you create a decision. So let's get started. So, what is the cloud? I'm not going to go too deep into this because I'm sure that most of you, considering the specializations, have already researched the definition of the cloud. But just in case, I'll give a brief overview. Okay, so the cloud computing is basically anytime that you use an online service, the servers used by the service behind the scenes are collectively known as the cloud. For you gamers out there, if you play Valorant or Mortal Kombat, the servers which are powering the game behind the scenes when you connect to the internet. If you stream videos on YouTube, where are the videos stored, right? Not on your laptop. So that is cloud computing in a nutshell. Every single app, every single website that you use, it almost certainly uses the cloud. So this is a brief introduction of what cloud computing is. Now let's go into who I would recommend should choose cloud computing as their specialization. So, number one is in case you are a person who's passionate about tech and wants to start your own company, you want to explore opportunities and openings in startups. In that case, I would say cloud computing is one of the specializations you should definitely consider because the foundation that is built over there, it will help you to set up workloads and create apps and deploy apps very fast and in a cost effective way instead of provisioning servers everywhere. This knowledge is definitely going to help you as well as the community because networking with everybody is going to help you to network with like-minded individuals, and it's going to help you to further your own goals. The other kinds of people who I would say should choose cloud computing are generalists. Because cloud computing as a domain is something which powers every single domain that you hear about. Finance or banking, telecom, doesn't matter which one, gaming, every single industry without exception uses the cloud. So, choosing cloud computing and learning about cloud computing will help you create a broad base that will put you at the top of the list for any domain that you go for. And if you are someone who likes to explore a lot of different fields, let us say you're passionate about AI, about cybersecurity, every single one of these uses the cloud. And the third reason is placements, which I know a lot of you are very eager to see how you guys are going to perform. So, obviously, I'm going to say that the number one thing that you need to prepare for placements are your core CS skills, your coding skills, your operating systems, database management. But having knowledge on the cloud is going to help you immensely when you come to the interview stage, because the interviewers, they notice what you have done by yourself, what initiatives you have taken to upskill yourself, and not just as part of your curriculum. And in that case, having a couple projects or cloud certifications will definitely help you stand out and will keep you in the mind of the interviewer, which is what you want to aim for. And for those of you who want to choose cloud computing, right, here are a couple things that I've listed that I would suggest that you guys try out to help better your opportunities in the future. Number one is projects, because cloud computing projects can range from immense systems, auto scaling enabled, global spanning applications, to a simple portfolio website, which you host on a cloud service provider or even on a managed service like Hostinger or GitHub Pages, right? Simply incorporating a little bit of cloud in your projects shows the recruiters that you know what you have done over here. And it doesn't take a lot of expertise, because you can use the cloud just as much as you like. Just explore the field. No matter, even if you take another specialization, I would say it doesn't take too much. Another thing is certifications. And while I personally am a believer of certifications not being the most important thing on a person's resume, it is something which takes very little effort for the amount of uh, for how much you can show off with that, because a lot of people flex the certifications. Companies notice this, and since these are globally approved certifications, it helps you to stand out. So, and the third thing is networking. uh, Knowing where to going to community events, right, talking to like-minded professionals, entrepreneurs, and even students helps you to get a worldwide perspective of how the tech industry is working. It helps you to broaden your horizons, and uh, it helps you in the future, because when you are out there looking for a job off campus, in that case your network is what's going to help you. One referral can help you land an interview which you otherwise would not have landed in the sea of resumes, right? So what would my advice be? Number one, I would say, is that people spend too much time thinking about what to do and pondering what to do, right? And I would say that go ahead and just start doing something, whether it be in the cloud or another specialization. Do not think too much, because trust me, in my own company, right, 7 people were placed from our college, and only 2 of us are from the same class, right? Everybody else came from different classes. So it really doesn't matter which specialization you take. At the end of the day, all of us are BTech graduates, and what matters are your skills. It doesn't matter which specialization you take. What matters is whether you put in the extra effort to stand out from the crowd, whether you have a good resume, a good CGPA, good project, certifications. And I would say do not get too comfortable. If something which you're doing seems easy, if it seems like it's a routine task, maybe you're not challenging yourself enough. You should go out of your way to try out something new and learn and experiment, because I believe that college is the time when you should experiment, you should check your interests and realize them. And the third thing I would say is, I know a lot of you may not agree with me. Maybe this is something which may scare you, but a lot of us are used to using ChatGPT for our assignments. And while I personally have done as well, what I would say is that you need to learn something from your own, break things, make things without using AI tools, sometimes at least, because a ChatGPT Pro plan is much cheaper than hiring a new graduate. And it comes with a lot less headaches. It doesn't need sick leaves. It doesn't need casual leaves. You don't need to pay it as much, right? It doesn't go offline after 7 p.m. So you need to offer something on your resume, which ChatGPT cannot. And for that reason, I would say that focus on what a human can do, which AI cannot. And that's all. So thank you guys. I hope that I was able to share something that helped you take a decision. I have put my socials over here in case you want to get in contact with me and ask a question or two. I may not be able to accept all of your LinkedIn connection requests, because there's a upper limit. But do drop me a message if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to help you all out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mehti. That was very insightful. And guys, if you want to connect with the panel later on, we will have a Q&A round. But after the meeting, we will also share their LinkedIn profiles, etc., on the community group. So, yeah.
I have shared a couple links in with Rishikesh, and he can share the introductory videos to cloud computing in case
Hey, where
anyone
is my
wants to
charger?
understand it.
Agnav, charger.
Okay, okay. So, thank you so much, Mehti. Moving on, the next speaker on the panel is Gurbani. Gurbani is a cloud certified computer science graduate specializing in big data and cloud engineering. She has hands on experience with AWS, GCP, Azure, and Cisco. An international speaker, research author, and student leader, she is recognized as the best outgoing student for her excellence in leadership and communication. Passionate about building scalable cloud solutions and driving innovations. So I call upon Gurbani to give her insights.
Thank you, Anwar. Uh, Hi, everyone. I hope I am visible and audible.
Yes, you are.
I'll just be sharing my screen. Give me a second. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
All right. Just give me a second.
By the way, guys, while Gurbani is arranging the technicalities, I would like to mention that I would also like to mention that Gurbani was the president of ACES, the tenure that they won the Best Club Award.
Thank you for that, Anwar. So, hi, everyone. Anwar already mentioned most of this. So, yeah, my name is Gurbani, and this is my fancy LinkedIn bio, you can say. And I'll just dive right into what exactly big data is. And considering that it is a cloud specialization which merges along with cloud, so it is big data and cloud engineering. Mahati has already covered major part of the cloud. So what exactly is this fancy term, big data? I would like to focus mainly on that rather than getting into cloud and again and again. So don't worry if you think that it is something fancy and something, extraordinary or out of the blue that you haven't really heard about. In my first or second year, even I had no idea that something like this existed. But eventually, if you look at it, today after graduating, I can proudly say that I've worked on projects involving big data and cloud tech. I've worked with almost every, you can say, major cloud platforms such as AWS, Azure, and GCP. So this specialization basically combines everything that you can look for in all the apps that you're using, be it Netflix, be it Google, be it any app that you can think of. Everything revolves around these two aspects. So every time you binge watch, say Netflix, or you can track your steps on your phone. So basically, that is what big data is. In a very short and layman language, you can say big data is just a huge amount of data, just like the word says. So yeah, the huge amount of data can come from all kinds of metrics and stats. Any application, any website, anything that revolves around numbers and statistics related to what users are doing, that is what big data is. And every time you save a file to Google Drive or you say run to ChatGPT for anything, that is basically cloud. So these two combined together, they power everything that works in today's modern world, right from AI tools to banking apps or to your favorite games. That is what big data and cloud engineering combined does. Now, coming to the main question, why should you even choose this as a domain? So, like I previously mentioned, basically everything today revolves around this, and this is literally the heartbeat of the digital era, you can say. So companies such as Netflix, NASA, majorly rely on data and cloud infrastructure. It is not just that it is a tech domain; it is basically the foundation of innovation. And the demand of this field is really skyrocketing alongside AI, of course, because businesses have lots of data, but not enough people who know how to make sense of it. And when you add cloud on top of that, you're not just analyzing, you're actually building entire digital ecosystems, which can, combine your data as well as store it and keep it secure. It is also one of the most flexible domains. This domain in itself is actually divided into AI, DevOps, data science, product, or even research. And of course, let's be very honest, it obviously promises to pay really well. But yeah, beyond the paycheck, it also helps you make an impact. You will actually, be working and solving problems that shape how the world today works. And it's not that basically, it does not really require you to be, say, prepared or already have a lot of prerequisites. It is something that you can just get into and expand yourself into. I personally did not choose big data and cloud because it was trending. I chose it because, I wanted to understand the why behind every app. So why is this app working in this way? Why is Netflix giving me recommendations based on this? How is that happening? And basically how every company is able to make a particular decision. And also because I feared maths, I feared hefty calculations. So, but yeah, I realized that that isn't really an option when you're going to work with heap loads of data. So, data, when the word data comes, it is, just to be assumed that you have to work with maths. You have to do a little bit of calculations here and there. And of course, you cannot drop out on your CS core basics, such as computations and DSA and everything, because that eventually is required in your placement. Now, this is a very generic glimpse of the coursework. So let's talk about what actually you'll be studying in this domain. So the core computer science fundamentals, they do not really go anywhere. So basically everything that you cover in your first 2 years, your data structures, the operating systems, DBNS, OPS, everything that you do is something that you will take forward with you throughout your life, not only till your last year, but also beyond that. And then, of course, we move into the main, you can say, big data specialization, where you cover uh, tools and warehousing frameworks, and you also work with Hadoop and everything revolving around Hadoop. So that is where the main data analysis and data crunching part takes place. And for putting your analysis into results and displaying them properly, you need tools like Power BI and Tableau. And along with that, basically, it also ultimately ties into AI and analytics because data today is not really just stored, it is interpreted and predicted. So by the time you reach your final year, you will actually have hosted and built various cloud applications, handled a lot of data sets, and probably cursed out Spark and Hadoop because it seems so complicated when you just get into it. So yeah, after doing that like for a million times, after you get a hang of it, you will realize it is worth it. So in short, BDC isn't just theory, it is also a combination of hands-on and future-driven applications, which practically builds the backbone for every modern tech company. So main question that people want to know, what kind of job will I get after I, pursue this domain? So this is a domain where you can go from coding to consulting and even, rule out into entrepreneurship. So it is really vast. And like I said, it is a whole universe in itself. So, and also, yeah, it is actually ever evolving. So it's not like it's going to stop after one time that, okay, now everything, AI has taken over everything, let's just stop. Like, that's not going to happen. Obviously, I'm not saying that AI is going to stop, but yeah, it's an ever evolving domain. And once you build your base, you can, help it take you anywhere from data driven marketing to research. And just to put in some stats, it is also expected that by the coming years, the cloud adoption could generate around, you can say, 14 to 15 million direct and indirect job opportunities. But what this basically means for you is that if you pick big data and cloud engineering, you're aligning yourself with a field that is not just growing, it is actually rapidly evolving. Skills like data engineering, cloud architecture, analytics will be something that companies will throw around everywhere. And if you actually help stand out, you will be something that the companies will die to pick. So your aim should not just be to basically learn and keep up with the trends, but basically you can build yourself into something that someone who will help lead the tech world. To conclude, these are just a small, you can say, a few pieces of advice that you can say, personally felt that someone should have given me. But yeah, when I started, I was really terrified of making, the wrong choice. But ultimately, I realized the truth that there is no wrong choice if you keep learning. Pick up something that sparks your curiosity, and not because it sounds trendy or because it sounds cool and because everyone around you is doing it, but do something that you actually want to do, because ultimately trends fade out, but your passion is something that will compound and grow. So yeah, that is it from my side. Thank you so much for listening. So this is my LinkedIn if you wish to connect. I hope I was able to give you a clear picture of how big data and cloud can shape your future. So let me know if you have any questions in the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gurbani. It was very insightful, by the way. This BDC is one of my favorite field because I'm in that, and you did a very good job, precise job of explaining what it is, how it is, and your experience in general. Yep.
I'm
Thank you
glad.
so much, Gurbani. Um, we'll move on to the next speaker. On the panel we have. Um, on the panel next we have cybersecurity, and the speaker is Tavish Negi. Tavish works as a gray matter specialist at RelaQuest. In this role, he works at the intersection of incident response, detection engineering, and security engineering, a perfect blend that aligns with his passion for tackling real world security challenges and continuously advancing his skills. So I call upon Tavish Negi um, to give his insights.
Hello, am I audible?
Hi, Tavish.
Hi,
Oh,
Anil.
yes, you are.
So as of now, I don't have any PPT with me uh, because I'm outside right now. But is it all right if I just do it vocal and बाद में मैं अपनी PPT share कर दूंगा?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, sure. Just a minute. All right, cyber security. So पहली चीज ये है कि why I chose it and why should you? So I would say कि मेरा वाला जो part होगा it would be more of a black pill and मैं इसकी थोड़ी ज़्यादा वो नहीं करूँगा, glazing नहीं करूँगा कि cyber security is good क्योंकि मैंने 4 साल देखे हैं यहाँ पे. But why I chose cyber security? क्योंकि साइबर सिक्योरिटी स्कूल राइट, क्योंकि तुम बोल सकते हो कि मैं साइबर सिक्योरिटी में काम करता हूँ, मैं बेसिकली हैकिंग टाइप के इस स्टफ में हूँ मैं, और मुझे बेसिकली ब्रूट फोर्सिंग या फिर मतलब लाइक तुम विंडोज को हैक कर सकते हो, तुम ये सब कर सकते हो, तुम बोल सकते हो, तो दैट इज कूल एंड दैट इज व्हाट मतलब वही रीजन था जिसके लिए मैंने साइबर सिक्योरिटी चूज किया. बट उसके बाद उसके अंदर डिफरेंट फैक्टर्स आ जाते हैं, जैसे कि साइबर सिक्योरिटी के अंदर देयर इज ऑलवेज अ नीड टू बी अहेड ऑफ द करंट ट्रेंड और उसमें तुम्हें अच्छे से कुछ अपना नीश के बारे में तुम्हें नॉलेज होनी चाहिए। तो साइबर सिक्योरिटी में मतलब जो मैंने लास्ट के 3rd और 4th ईयर था उसके अंदर अलग अलग टेक्नोलॉजी कुछ ना कुछ सीखनी पड़ती थी। अगर कुछ भी नया आया, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल अभी एआई आया, तो एआई के अंदर हमने देखा कि प्रॉम्प्ट इंजेक्शन टाइप की चीज़ होती है कि इसके अंदर तुम उसको स्पेसिफिक प्रॉम्प्ट देते हो और फिर उसमें से कुछ भी तुम उससे निकलवा सकते हो। तो दैट इज़ प्रीटी कूल, राइट? तो उसके लिए मैंने साइबर सिक्योरिटी चूज़ किया था, क्योंकि देर इज़ ऑलवेज मोर टू लर्न इन इट देन, मतलब कंपेयर टू, आई वुड से कि मैंने जो दूसरी जो फील्ड देखी थी। एंड या वाई शुड यू, सो अगर तुम्हारा जो बेसिकली जो फोकस है, यू आर नॉट मोर ऑन द डेवलपमेंट साइड बट यू केयर मोर अबाउट सिक्योरिटी की, फॉर एग्जांपल तुमने एक वेबसाइट बनाई है और उसके अंदर कहीं पे भी तुम बर्थ डेट वगैरह ले रहे हो, तुम किसी से उसका नाम ले रहे हो कि हेलो बडी, मतलब टाइप योर नेम और सिर्फ अपना नाम एंटर किया, उसके बाद तुम लिखोगे हेलो, फॉर एग्जांपल हेलो तविश्नेगी एंड एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा। बट उसके अंदर इफ यू लुक फ्रॉम एन ऑफेंसिव पर्सपेक्टिव, तो तुम उसके अंदर कुछ फॉर एग्जांपल कुछ अलग कर सकते हो, तुम डाल सकते हो कुछ अलग से प्रॉम्प्ट डाल सकते हो कि उसके अंदर तुम लिख दोगे एक कमांड डाल सकते हो। बेसिकली अगर तुम्हें पाइथन, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम पाइथन की बात कर रहे हो, तो पाइथन के अंदर तुम ऐसे कर सकते हो, ओएस के कुछ लाइब्रेरीज होती है, उसको यूज़ करके तुम कुछ भी कमांड रन कर सकते हो। तो जब वो तुम्हारा नाम पूछेगा तो तुम अपना नाम दे दोगे, उसके बाद तुम उसको कट करोगे, उसके बाद तुम अपना कुछ भी प्रॉम्प्ट डाल दोगे कि प्रॉम्प्ट, या फिर तुम कुछ भी अपना ओएस की लाइब्रेरी को यूज़ करके कुछ भी लिख सकते हो। एंड उसके बाद बेसिकली यू ओन द सिस्टम, राइट? एंड तो वही जो चीज़ें हैं, अगर तुम्हें यू नो इफ यू लाइक टू लुक एट थिंग्स फ्रॉम एन ऑफेंसिव पर्सपेक्टिव एंड तुम्हें इसमें बेसिकली ब्रेक करना पसंद है, तो यू शुड टेक साइबर सिक्योरिटी। या फिर इवन इफ यू नो द ऑफेंसिव साइड एंड इफ यू वांट टू डिफेंड द सिस्टम, तो फिर उसके लिए भी तुम ले सकते हो, क्योंकि जो मेरा काम है वो डिफेंसिव सिक्योरिटी में करंटली। एंड हम बेसिकली कंपनीज को सिक्योर रखते हैं, उनके ऊपर कोई भी अगर अटैक हो रहे होते हैं तो हम उनको डिटेक्ट करते हैं, डिटेक्ट करने के बाद हम उसको ट्राइएज करते हैं, हम देखते हैं कि इफ इट्स रियली एन अटैक, एंड अगर वो अटैक हुआ तो हम उसको रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं। सो या दैट इज ऑल्सो व्हाट इज साइबर सिक्योरिटी एनीवेज, क्योंकि जैसे मैंने बताया कि यू हैव टू ऑलवेज ब्रेक एंड मेक इट। टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेमेस्टर्स, आई एम नॉट रियली श्योर अबाउट द सेमेस्टर्स राइट नाउ, क्योंकि मैंने जैसे बोला मेरे पास पीपीटी नहीं है उसके लिए, तो पीपीटी का मैं आई विल जस्ट शेयर इट जब मैं अपने घर पहुंचूंगा अभी। बट इतना मैं तुम्हें कह सकता हूँ कि कॉलेज में तो जो भी तुम्हें पढ़ाएंगे उसके अंदर स्पेशलाइजेशन के अंदर, वो तुम्हारा उतना ज़्यादा काम नहीं आने वाला है। तुम्हें फॉर एग्जांपल अगर उन्होंने क्रिप्टोग्राफी सिखाया, तो क्रिप्टोग्राफी का वो तुम्हें बस एकदम बेसिक सिखाएंगे, एंड उतना बेसिक आई वुड से, अगर तुम 1 महीने के लिए भी साइबर सिक्योरिटी का कुछ ऐसे, 1 महीने भी ज़्यादा हो गया, अगर तुम 1-2 हफ्ते के लिए साइबर सिक्योरिटी के अंदर तुमने अपनी बस ऑनलाइन गूगल सर्चेज मारे, तो तुम्हें उससे ज़्यादा नॉलेज आ सकती है। तो देखो मेरा तुम्हें जो बेसिकली एक बेसिकली फॉर्मूला रहेगा, वो ये है कि तुम्हें कॉलेज पे ज़्यादा रिलाई नहीं करना है अपने सीखने के लिए, ना ही प्लेसमेंट के लिए आई वुड गो फार एज दैट। और दूसरी बात, तुम्हें अपनी नेटवर्किंग पे ध्यान देना है, दूसरे लोगों से नेटवर्क करना, उनका मतलब जस्ट लर्निंग अबाउट डिफरेंट आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट, बस तुम्हें वो सब करना है। तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी ऑल्सो हैड डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक ब्लॉकचेन सिक्योरिटी, बट ब्लॉकचेन सिक्योरिटी के अंदर तुम्हें क्या लग रहा है कि वो कुछ बेसिकली उनको जितने भी आवर्स मिले होते हैं उन लेक्चर्स के अंदर वो कितना ही सिखा सकते हैं? तो उसके अंदर इतना कुछ होता नहीं है। अच्छा यू कैन जस्ट गो टू डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म्स लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल ट्राई हैक मी या फिर हैक द बॉक्स, एंड उस पे जाके तुम उनके लैब सॉल्व कर सकते हो, और फिर दैट विल गिव यू फार मोर नॉलेज जितना तुम्हें सेमेस्टर से मिल सकता है। सो दैट इज अबाउट साइबर सिक्योरिटी। एम आई ऑडिबल?
Yes, Tavish, you are.
ऑलराइट।
Yes, Tavish.
की स्किल्स यू बिल्ड, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम कॉलेज अगर तुम साइबर सिक्योरिटी ले रहे हो, क्योंकि इफ यू टेक द साइबर सिक्योरिटी फील्ड, तो फिर तुम बेसिकली उसमें नॉलेज भी गेन करोगे। तो द स्किल्स दैट यू विल बिल्ड आर बेसिकली बेसिकली लुकिंग एट थिंग्स फ्रॉम एन ऑफेंसिव पर्सपेक्टिव। तुम कुछ भी चीज़ देखोगे, तुमने फॉर एग्जांपल अपने फ्रेंड का देखा कि उसने एक वेबसाइट बिल्ड करी है, एंड तुम्हें लग रहा है कि उसने कहीं पे कुछ वीक क्रेडेंशियल्स यूज किए हैं, तो फिर यू कैन जस्ट ब्रूट फोर्स द पासवर्ड, और फॉर एग्जांपल अगर उसने कहीं पे भी इनसिक्योर उसने पैरामीटर्स कुछ कहीं पे छोड़े तो फिर यू कैन ट्राई डिफरेंट मेथड्स लाइक सीक्वल इंजेक्शन या फिर कोई भी अलग टाइप के जो हैकिंग के जो मेथड्स होते हैं। और मे बी यू कैन जस्ट लेट हिम नो कि ये सब इसके अंदर ऐसे शॉर्टकमिंग्स है एंड किस तरीके से तुम उसको सिक्योर कर सकते हो। सो सिक्योरिटी इज व्हाट आई वुड से यू नो टीम स्पोर्ट्स जिसके अंदर तुम बेसिकली डेवलपर्स वगैरह के साथ काम करते हो एंड तुम बेसिकली चीज़ों को सिक्योर करते हो इफ यू लुक एट इट फ्रॉम डिफेंसिव पर्सपेक्टिव एंड मोर ऑफ सिक्योरिंग पर्सपेक्टिव। तो द स्किल्स वुड बी दैट कि तुम बेसिकली एक टीम वर्क में काम करोगे क्योंकि सिक्योरिटी अपने आप में एक सर्विस बेस्ड वर्क है। सर्विस बेस्ड मतलब कि तुम बस यू कैन जस्ट गो लीनियर इन योर नॉलेज। तुम उसके अंदर कुछ ज़्यादा अलग नहीं कर सकते। यू विल नीड दो स्किल्स कि तुम बेसिकली कुछ बिल्ड भी करवा रहे हो या फिर कुछ अलग से तुम कर पा रहे हो देन यू विल हैव अ रियली गुड सक्सेस इन इट। एंड सो दैट इज़ वाई आई से कि इसके अंदर ये टीम बिल्डिंग है, मतलब तुम्हें ये बेसिकली टीम स्पोर्ट्स का वर्क है। एंड उसके अलावा तुम्हें एनालिटिकल स्किल्स तुम्हारी बढ़ेंगी एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट यू नीड टू बी इन साइबर सिक्योरिटी। और इफ आई टॉक अबाउट डिफरेंट टूल्स, फॉर एग्जांपल उसके अंदर वाईशार्क हो गया। तुम एक वाईफाई से कनेक्टेड हो, ओपन वाईफाई है, उस वाईफाई के अंदर जो भी लोग हैं, जस्ट अ मिनट, अगर तुम वाईफाई पब्लिक वाईफाई से कनेक्टेड हो तो यू कैन जस्ट सी कि कौन क्या क्या वहाँ पे देख रहा है। मतलब यू कैन जस्ट लुक इनटू इट, बट उनके फॉर एग्जांपल जो डीएनएस रिक्वेस्ट होती है उसको तुम देख सकते हो। फिर तुम देख सकते हो हाँ ये बंदा यहाँ पे स्पॉटिफाई यूज़ कर रहा है, ये बंदा यहाँ पे यूट्यूब कर रहा है, या फिर ये बंदा ये सब गूगल सर्चेस मार रहा है। एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट यू कैन लुक एट इट, राइट। एंड फॉर एग्जांपल अगर तुम एनमैप की बात कर रहे हो, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल। तो जो एनमैप टूल हो गया तो उसके मदद से तुम बेसिकली एक नेटवर्क को स्कैन कर सकते हो। और अगर नेटवर्क के अंदर कोई भी पीसी है, उसके अंदर अगर कोई पोर्ट बेसिकली अगर खुला छूट गया हो तो फिर यू कैन ट्राई टू लुक एट वेज कि तुम उसको कैसे हैक कर सकते हो या फिर कैसे तुम यू कैन गेट एक्सेस टू दैट पीसी। करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज, आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर कि मुझे इसके ऊपर कुछ ज़्यादा बोलना चाहिए क्योंकि साइबर सिक्योरिटी के अंदर इंडिया के अंदर इतनी ज़्यादा करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ है नहीं। और मतलब काफ़ी काफ़ी बेसिकली तुम्हें काफ़ी ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ती है कंपेयर टू आई डोंट नो, मतलब काफ़ी ज़्यादा इसके, क्योंकि इंडिया के अंदर इसकी ज़्यादा वैल्यू नहीं है। बट इफ़ यू आर ट्राइंग टू गो फॉर मास्टर्स एंड उसके बाद तुम अब्रॉड में कहीं पे तुम अपना देखना चाहते हो साइबर सिक्योरिटी का फिर फ्यूचर अपना कुछ करियर ग्रोथ का, तो फिर यू कैन चूज साइबर सिक्योरिटी क्योंकि बाहर इसकी बहुत ज़्यादा डिमांड है। मतलब यू कैन अर्न इन हंड्रेड्स ऑफ थाउजेंड्स ऑफ डॉलर्स वहाँ पे। मतलब जो उनका स्टार्टिंग बेसिकली होता है वो वहाँ से स्टार्ट होता है, लेकिन इंडिया के अंदर इसका उतना है नहीं। मतलब तुम गवर्नमेंट की वेबसाइट को देख लो, वो भी इतनी सिक्योर नहीं होती है, तो फिर वो सिक्योरिटी को ज़्यादा लेते नहीं है, इसलिए इंडिया के अंदर उसका ज़्यादा स्कोप है नहीं। फाइनल एडवाइस, इफ़ आई लुक एट इट फ्रॉम अ ब्रॉडर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू तो फिर, एंड दिस माइट साउंड अ लिटिल इगोइस्टिक बट टॉकिंग अबाउट फैक्ट्स, ज़्यादा साइबर सिक्योरिटी का इस बार प्लेसमेंट का उतना अच्छा हुआ नहीं है। मतलब I would say कि out of around 80 to 90 people, around 10 or 15 only got placed in cyber security, जो कि basically एक core cyber security का काम कर रहे हैं। But बाकी बहुत सारे लोगों को डेवलपमेंट में जाना पड़ा या फिर different type of companies जो mass hiring करती है, and that is where you don't want to go, right? तो you should have a specific aim in your mind कि अगर तुम्हें cyber security में आना है, if you just really love doing these things, तो फिर तुम्हें इसके अंदर आना चाहिए। अगर तुम्हें लग रहा है कि तुम साइबर सिक्योरिटी में आओगे, तुम कंप्यूटर्स को हैक करोगे, ये करोगे, वो करोगे, इट्स नॉट इवन अबाउट दैट। मतलब इतना भी कुछ वो नहीं होता है कि तुम हैक कर रहे हो मिस्टर रोबोट की तरह, तुम एक कंपनी को डाउन कर रहे हो क्योंकि सिक्योरिटी मेजर्स बहुत सारे होते हैं एंड वहां तक पहुंचने में मतलब यू कैन नॉट जस्ट डू इट, राइट। बट इफ यू वांट टू सिक्योर सिस्टम्स, और अगर अगर तुम्हारा सिर्फ इंटरेस्ट है इसके अंदर बहुत गंदे वाला, और अगर तुम चाह रहे हो कि तुम अब्रॉड जाके कुछ इसमें अपना करियर ग्रोथ का देखने वाले हो, तो फिर आई वुड सजेस्ट कि हाँ तुम्हें साइबर सिक्योरिटी लेना चाहिए। वरना तो आई वुड से कि हाँ, इससे अगर थोड़ा दूर रहा जाए तो बढ़िया है, क्योंकि वही बात है कि मैंने देखा अपने जो मेरे क्लासमेट थे कि मतलब वो प्लेस नहीं हो पाते या फिर उनको फिर दूसरी कंपनी में आना पड़ता है जो कि साइबर सिक्योरिटी की नहीं होती है। सो दैट इज़ व्हाट आई हैव टू से अबाउट साइबर सिक्योरिटी। अगर किसी को कुछ क्वेश्चन हो तो दे कैन जस्ट ask me.
Thank you so much, Tavish. It was very informative, and I hope everyone might have gotten a clear picture about cybersecurity. Moving on, we have our last speaker of tonight, and then we'll move on to Q&A session. Moving on, we have core. By the way, core is the most chosen specialization in our college, and the speaker is Harkirat Dhunda. She is a data analyst and scientist with a passion for uncovering patterns in data. She works across SQL, Python, BI tools, and machine learning. With roots in astronomy and computer science, she combines curiosity and rigor to solve complex problems. Known as the Tech Fix Queen, she brings systems back to life and explores projects in AI, cloud, and full stack development. An avid reader and stargazer, she finds inspiration in both constellations and code. So I would like to call upon Harkirat to give her insights.
Hi guys. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Hello. So I'd like to apologize in advance. I've got a cold and I don't sound like myself. But yeah, so thank you for that wonderful introduction. Of course, it's right from my LinkedIn, like it was for everyone. But yeah, that's basically what I am. You might have noticed a lot of words over there, from reading to astronomy to coding. So that's why I kind of consider myself a generalist. I am passionate about a lot of things and I like to do a lot of things. And that was why I knew from the start that I don't want to commit to anything like AI or cloud before I understood and before I took my time exploring it for a couple of years. So if you're someone like me who's maybe not new but like kind of likes to explore different paths in life before committing to one option, then core is the path for you. And I'll just share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Oh, yes, it
All
is
right.
visible, Harkirat.
So as you can see, I've titled it core specialization or its lack thereof, because core is not exactly a specialization of any kind. So if you're under that notion, you're mistaken. It's more of like a traditional computer science course, a traditional computer science engineering course that you would see coming down from years and years. Like this is what people have been studying in computer science from the time computer science even originated as a bachelor's degree. And that's why it was one of the most chosen options even in last year and last to last year, because it kind of opens up a lot of domains for you. It's not like you're pigeonholing yourself into one option, and which is also amazing. Like if you already know, I mean, hats off to you if you already know that, okay, I love AI or I love cloud or I love hacking and this is what I want to do, then hats off to you, man. Like your career is already set. But I personally wasn't one of those people. I wanted to keep my options open. So that is why I personally chose core. And another thing I would like to say that it definitely helped me build my foundation very well. Like I feel like once you understand the core of computing and coding, you can kind of apply that no matter what you're interested in later in life, be it if you want to go for a master's or you want to work abroad or you want to maybe just kind of maybe even go for a PhD, no matter what you want to do, you can specialize later. And it's kind of like, I'm sure since you're all computer science students, you would be aware of backtracking algorithms, right? And core kind of works like a backtracking algorithm. You explore all possibilities before maybe optimally deciding later in life, or maybe even in your fourth year actually you can decide that this is what I want to do. So one good thing about core is that by the time you guys will reach your fourth year, you will have a lot of things called electives. And in this elective you can kind of choose to go the cloud way or the AI way as well, or you can stay a generalist even if you're not sure in your fourth year as well. So by the time I was in fourth year, I made up my mind that I want to get into data analytics and kind of AI/ML. So I went with the more like AI focused subjects, and I'll talk about that in a while. And so why you should choose core? It's because you're early in your career, so it's best to apply a backtracking approach to explore all the domains. And also for placements, all the opportunities are open to you, from cloud to AI to DevOps to cybersec, and even like RPA roles. Everything's open to you. And I can guarantee, like, if you do sit for placements and you've taken core and they ask you something related to AI, you'll be able to answer it. They ask you something related to cloud, you'll also be able to answer it, because you're early in your career. They'll only ask you the basics anyway. So you will definitely be able to kind of clear a little bit of everything with core. And here's a quote by William Shakespeare, which I'm sure you must have all heard: a jack of all trades is a master of none. But that's actually just half the quote. The full quote is, but often the jack of all trades is better than a master of one, because you kind of are skilled in all the general things you should know. In fact, if you know a little bit of AI, you would know that GPT stands for like a general pre-trained transformer generative, but it's more general, and there's no like specialization that's originated yet. There's no super intelligence yet, you know. And generalism is something that's kind of a very human skill. Even AI is not able to achieve that level of how we are skilled at everything from cooking to reading. We humans have a lot of skills that it's very tough to even teach to an AI. And now, as for what is core, I already explained most of this. It's like kind of the foundation of computer science. And before you start to build anything fancy, you will learn the bare metal of how your code works, how your CPU thinks, how it stores information. And uh, also, a lot of people choose core because they think it's kind of easier than choosing AI, and you'll score better marks. And if you're looking to boost your CGPA, it is definitely a good option. In third year, I was able to increase my marks a lot because it was kind of easy. But by the time I got to my fourth year, it becomes a little challenging. There are 2 3 subjects that you have to focus on, like system programming. That was the subject I've never seen that many backlogs ever. So a lot of people had to give repeat exams in system programming because it's a tough subject. But it's also one of the subjects that if you can master, you can learn any programming language within a month, because it teaches you about how the back end of how a programming language is built. So yeah, that's what I would tell you about core. And there's a lot of talk nowadays about this vibe coding, which is like you're not actually coding anything, you're using AI. And honestly, as Mahati also mentioned, it's fine. Like, you can use AI in your projects, but I use AI in my projects too. But the thing is that I know what I'm using AI for. So that's what makes a difference. And am I still audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes,
So I kind of wanted to take you all through the coursework as well. So a few of these things are subjects that you will have in all the specializations. So first off, this is what I had. I'm not sure if it still remains the same, but usually core doesn't change that much. So, and I also rated it on how difficult I found it based on how easy it was to score for me. So first was operating systems, which is a very general subject, and it's great. One hack I will give you to score in operating systems is draw as many diagrams as you can. You get a lot of marks for having those fancy architecture diagrams. And DBMS is something you'll have everywhere. It's what kind of powers everything, and it's very logical. It's easy to get into. And we also had an introduction to data science, which I personally enjoyed a lot. Data science is kind of like a superset where AI and ML also come into. And so this is a thing that you can say was directly taken from the AI coursework. And we had user-centered design, which was a completely different, very fun, chill, artistic subject about design principles. And I can honestly say everyone enjoyed this, and everyone mostly scored A plus, B plus in this subject. It was really fun. And the only tough subject in your fifth semester is going to be design and analysis of algorithms. So one tip I would give for this is like, start early, keep practicing, and don't underestimate the subject, because it looks easy because you will be like, oh, I've already studied DSA, so how hard can DA be? But DA is a subject that a lot of people struggle with. So if you're starting your fifth semester, as I'm sure you will soon, just go to the library, get a book on DA, and start like studying for it. And I would also, one more tip that Pushkaraj also spoke about was like building your projects, because this is where this is what recruiters want if you're going for placements. They want to see what you've learned on your own. And Tavish also mentioned like you have to kind of take initiative in your own career. Don't depend on college, because the more projects you build, the more things you learn on your own. That is what will help you out when you go for sit for placements. And for all this lab stuff, just try to keep your attendance high. I didn't, and that's where I lost marks. So don't make that mistake. And keep your attendance high and submit things on time, and you'll easily score A plus in these. And the next, your sixth semester, this is where you kind of start to see a difference, because now you have an elective, as you can see here. You can either choose data analytics, or you can choose IoT, or you can choose Docker. So IoT is for like if you're interested in embedded systems, like if you enjoyed that subject you had in second year, it was introduction to processors and chips. If you enjoyed building that kind of stuff, if you're into robotics, you can choose this. And this is the option you'll have only in core to kind of elect subjects you want. And otherwise, if you're more interested in like cloud, you can go study Docker if you're more interested in DevOps. And then Docker is a brilliant option too. Docker is something that I think all computer scientists should know at this point, because it's it helps you kind of scale and build projects that run anywhere. And that's one skill that will separate you from AI and GPT nowadays. So yeah, but I chose data analytics and visualization because I made up my mind I want to get into this analytics field. And the only tough subject, as I mentioned here, is system programming. It's quite easy if you just give it the time. You know, if you are patient with it and you sit and study it, you'll enjoy it a lot. And it's, as I mentioned, it's about seeing how code works in the backend. And then you also have a little bit of cloud and AI. So that's why this is a very general kind of semester. And your last semester, this is, I mean, technically eighth semester is your last semester, but honestly, eighth is a very chill semester. Everyone's busy with placement. Nobody even goes to college. So your seventh semester is like the final chance you have to maybe boost your CGPA or learn something new. And in this, you also have the option to kind of go the AI path or the cloud path. So you can choose, I recommend you pair either AI or cloud. So you can pair NLP with computer vision, or you can pair cloud engineering with Azure. And since I was looking more into AI, I went with NLP and computer vision. And Pushkaraj already gave a great introduction to NLP and computer vision. And Mahati gave an amazing introduction to cloud and Azure. And so did Gurbani. So I won't go into the details. But yeah, this is the semester you can take and you can think, okay, if you didn't decide last year, you can decide now that, okay, I want to go a little bit more towards AI. If you go a little bit more towards AI, make sure you're more interested in research. And if you go a little bit more towards cloud, you're kind of a generalist and you kind of want to maybe boost your CGPA, then you can go for these cloud electives. They're very easy to score in comparison. And yeah, NLP is a bit tough. I would recommend like focus on NLP from the start. And another thing is this subject here called high performance computing. Now, this is a only core subject as far as I'm aware. I don't think anybody else had it, and it became one of my favorite subjects. One of the subjects that I think that I even want to pursue my masters in. So, as you know, I'm like a lot into astronomy. So that was one of the reasons that I wanted to get into high performance computing, because it's not just if you know how the basics of your laptop, high performance computing is about supercomputing. And if you guys must have gone to CDAC or something, so it's more about supercomputing. And like a way to describe it, if you think like your laptop is a car, then high performance computing systems are like the Formula One of those cars. And you learn a lot of things from parallel computing to GPU programming. It's a skill that really would help you out if you're into that niche. It teaches you more of the hardware, and all AI systems nowadays run on high performance computing. Nvidia servers, AMD servers, all of this stuff runs on HPC. And it's also kind of tough. So keep practicing, but as long as you build projects and you're interested in it, you'll do fine. And so these are some of the skills you'll build. Programming skills that you will need in HPC and analytics and AI would be C++ and Python. And you'll, of course, your number one skill that you need is logic and algorithms. And you'll also get to build your OS skills, your like Linux skills, which is what even cybersec kids do. So that's why I said you kind of cherry picking everything from every specialization. And of course, you'll have cloud computing. And one of the main skills you'll also have here is this deep learning, which is more into advanced AI. Now, this is an unavoidable subject for some reason. Even if you choose core and not AI, you will have deep learning. And it's honestly kind of tough. But if you're into like research, you'll enjoy it a lot. It's one of the subjects that, so we have deep learning, NLP, system programming, and DA. These four subjects you like better start studying from before the semester starts, because it's not like they're tough, but they're very vast. They're not the subjects you can study in one night. Cloud computing and operating system, I have studied in one night and scored good marks. But if you want to score good marks in these subjects, you better start studying. And career opportunities, yeah, with core you can kind of pivot anywhere. You can get into software development, you can get into a data analyst like me. I'm working as an analyst with Narayana Health right now, and in the future I like hope to transition to more ML roles. So that's the path I want from my career. And you can even be a designer if you want, and you can even get into research, or you can get into GPU programming with HPC. So there are a lot of options. Everything's open to you if you're in core. And one of the bonuses that, like, if you look at the GATE syllabus, 90% of it is core subjects. You'll have system programming, you'll have AI, ML, you'll have cloud, you'll have networking, you'll have all the subjects that you learn in core and GATE. And even when you go apply abroad, it looks really good to have like a mix of everything, not just cloud or not just AI on your transcripts. And yeah, that's it. Final piece of advice is, if you want to get good marks, just kind of choose electives that you want in your future, like if you want to go the cloud way or the AI way. And try to build your concepts. Don't just try shortcuts to score marks. Understand the concept. There are so many YouTube videos that you can learn from nowadays. Everything is open source to learn from. And another tip that I didn't follow, but you should, is that keep your attendance a bit high, because if you have good marks in internals, then you're very stress free about the finals. And yeah, of course, not that flashy, but it's the basis of every specialization. So that's all I would like to end this on. And you can reach out to me on my LinkedIn. I've attached a link here, or you can email me for any questions.
Thank you so much, Harkirat. It was very informative and very honest PPT, and a very amazing speaker session this was, because I like the way you mentioned stars. You gave stars to all the topics, saying, "Oh, this is 3 star, 2 star. This is how this is important, etc." Love that. Uh, Thank you so much, Harkirat.
Well, thank you for
Moving
having me.
on, yeah. Moving on, we are done with the panel session. Speaker session. Now we have an open panel where everyone in the meeting can ask question to the panel. So we have a basically Q&A session where you have to raise your hand and ask question to any particular speaker you want to. So yeah, starting right now. Anybody have any questions?
It's not really a question, but ma'am, could you share the PPT?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah. Harkirat will share the PPT.
For the-
We'll share it on the
Yeah.
community, WhatsApp
Yeah, I'll
community.
share it on the
Okay, thank you.
community.
Any more questions, guys? Seems like everybody has a very clear picture about their domain. One question I had to ask. So when wanted to choose my specialization, I had this question. So this question is for Mahati and Gurbani. So my field was big data and cloud engineering. Um, so cloud computing has like various platforms like AWS, GCP, and Azure. So what would you recommend? Where should we, if you want to take a certification, where should we do it?
I'd like to answer this question. So, of course, we know that AWS is one of the most pushed cloud certifications everywhere, and that's because of really good marketing. However, I would say that globally, while AWS does have a majority of the cloud computing market, most corporations use Azure because of the Microsoft Suite, Office 365, integration with Active Directory. So, if you're looking from a strictly career point of view, go for Azure. Also, the Azure fundamental certification does not expire, it lasts forever, which means if you do it now, you don't need to renew it after a couple years and pay again for the certification. So it's a quick and easy certification for you to do. And if you want to go into more advanced certifications, you can go for the System Administrator Associate, which is the main associate level certification Azure offers. And GCP is good to have. The advantage of GCP is that it's much easier than AWS or Azure. So I have grabbed a professional level certification, which I would absolutely, I'm sure I would not be able to do that in AWS and Azure with the level of preparation that I went in for the Google Cloud certification exam. So go for Azure and then you can look for AWS or GCP. But honestly, for a fresher, it's you can choose whichever one you want. All of them look equally impressive to recruiters because cloud skills are transferable among cloud platforms.
Just to add on, I agree with Mahati on the Azure part, but the thing is, it honestly depends on the company that you're going for. For example, I do not have a Google Cloud certification. I have a Azure and AWS certification, but unfortunately, the company that I recently interviewed for was looking for a Google Cloud certification. Considering the fact that for their own personal, I mean, the company reasons, they're using Google Cloud. So it can also be a variable situation, but yeah, Azure is actually gaining account, and like Mahdi said, they're not they do not really need to be renewed. So that is the biggest advantage I believe they have. So Azure to pick, I mean, I think we both agree that Azure would be the best pick out of all three.
Okay, thank you so much, Rishikesh. Do you have any question?
Yes, Anwar. So I wanted to ask this question to the cloud computing guys, Mahati and Gurbani again. Recently, there was a AWS breakout, and due to which many of the platforms like Canva, Reddit were not working. So, would you like to discuss about it? Like, why was it not working, and how was it?
Okay, I can take this. The base reason, which I would say without going into too much of technical detail, is that it was a DNS issue which affected an entire region of AWS. Now we know that AWS offers 99.99 dot dot. I forgot how many nines there were. It offers 99.99 dot dot availability, but but it looks impressive, but it's actually not that much. Across a couple years, expecting it to go down one day, that is pretty expected actually. And most companies, which if they did include failovers like US East one, and then you duplicate it or create backups in other regions, if they did do that, their services would not have gone down. But the truth is that it's a big expense, which even companies like Canva and YouTube, they are, no, wait, not YouTube, which other companies? Amazon itself. They decided that the speed at the agility with which we will ship our features is more important than the revenue loss, which will be the result of a regional failover at one point of time. Netflix, yeah, that is what I was thinking of. So yeah, it's just that the companies decided that we don't need the failover. We're ready to take that revenue loss, and this agility with which we will ship our features is our priority.
As far as I read, there was a bug, I guess, related to the DynamoDB. So I mean, yeah, like of course, Marty mentioned the DNS automation part. So yeah, basically that caused the whole thing to go down. And considering that all the major apps like, of course, Netflix, Amazon itself, Snapchat, Reddit, all these things, they lease infrastructure or you can say backend components from AWS. So if those foundations wobble, the app obviously has to wobble too. And considering US East 1 is the most central region, I mean, whenever you log into AWS console, I think most of the times it is set to that region by default.
By default.
So yeah, when it goes down, redundancy is actually stressed upon. So yeah, basically the phone book, considering the NS, so yeah, the phone book of the, you can say, foundation itself was messed up, and which is why everything else along with it came down.
All right, all right. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Samruddhi. Samruddhi, do you have any question?
Yes, I do. So I have heard that core computer science is very difficult since we have to learn about every domain. So is that true?
Is Harkirat in the meeting? Okay, so it seems she may have left for some reason. Would any other alumnus want to take this question?
Yeah, I can take it. So like, yeah, I've been a friend of Harkirat and all, and I've known most of the curriculum of core computing as well, core branch. So yeah, being a student of core, you do have to learn from all the specializations, topics from all the specializations, but that holds true for all the specializations as well. Me being an AI student, I had to learn cloud computing, I had to learn blockchain, I had to learn concepts of cybersecurity. So yeah, so it is not like that if you are taking up AI, you are going to learn only about AI for the next 2 years. So even the cloud computing students had a little bit of AI. So it's just that if I'm taking AI, I have the most parts of my learning of AI. So for core, it is like equally divided amongst all the subjects. So it's not like that core is like very tough and all. So like if I'm going to like judge difficulty, almost all the specializations are equally tough based on the specialization. Just that if you're taking the specialization, you will have more of that subject on in your the following 2 years. So I hope that answers your question.
Like Harkirat said, right? You become a generalist compared to a specialist, and the amount that you need to learn is the same, no matter whether you take core or AI or cloud. It's just that your curriculum will be more focused towards one particular subject. In core, you just get to dip your toes in all while focusing on core computer science. That's all.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Any more questions, guys? Yeah, Rishabh.
Hello, I'm Rishabh, and I have a question. I'm a fresher interested in cloud computing. What's the best way to find or apply for internship in this field?
I did cover this in my PPT, and the best way
Marty,
for
do you want to take that?
yeah, because I have spent a lot of time in cloud computing, even though I don't use it in my current job. But to explore your interests, I would say first start off with some project, know some other domain, and uh, you can apply it in cloud computing. Let us say if you have AI, or wait, first of all, are you interested in only cloud, or uh, are you looking to apply several different skills just to test your capabilities?
No, no, I'm interested in only cloud.
Only cloud, right? So in that
Yes.
case, I would say go for some labs. GCP offers free labs, and there's the arcade program, which you can get free swags, which I don't know if you are interested or not, but it doesn't hurt. So you can test out labs to learn different technologies, and then you can see how I will apply it. Certifications is something which may get boring, but if that is something you are into, giving an exam and getting that badge, you can also check that out. I would say number one thing is create projects, because projects are what look good on your resume. Projects are where you apply your skills, and cloud is something with which no matter which project you make, cloud does come into picture over here. Gurbani, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, so about placements, actually, this is not only, directed to any particular field, but ultimately what happens in college, every specialization sits for placements together. So it's not like there is a particular company coming only for cloud, there's particular company coming only for AI. When you are a fresher, unfortunately, you do not really have that many options that you get to, कि हाँ मैंने क्लाउड में स्पेशलाइजेशन किया है मुझे उसी में जॉब चाहिए. That is something that does not really happen, at least in the beginning. And you have to, build yourself up to it. So, yes, like Mahati said, projects and everything do enhance your resume. But to be very honest and fair, it won't really guarantee, a directly job into the cloud field. It will, get you started in it. And eventually, you can say it will help you enhance and work towards the direction in which, you were aiming for. So, yeah, just do your best that you can. And initially just get into the job market, no matter even if it's not directly linked to cloud, because even I'm doing the same thing. I am working, as you can say, I'm working into the user enhancement field right now, so it is not anywhere related to cloud. But I do know that if I work my way up in this company, I might get a role that I am looking for. So that is how the placement scenario really works, because personally speaking, the college placement does not even guarantee you a job. It is just a placement. There is a difference between the two.
Companies look
Thank
for
you.
qualities, not just the domains which you work in, because they can train you in the domains, but they cannot, you can take a horse to the pond, but you cannot make it drink the water. They look for people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do not worry too much that this is the only field that I want a job in. Companies, that's not what they're looking for. That's the reason I disagree with Tavish when he says that do not opt for cyber security, because there aren't many jobs in that particular domain. Many of us are not working in the domains that we specialized in.
True, I agree.
I hope that cleared your question, Rishabh. I have one more question. Since I'm doing BDC right now, and we're doing the big data thing in Hadoop, and there are more platforms like Spark, PySpark. So, which one is ideal for the job right now, or which one is more convenient in itself?
So if you look at it again from the job perspective, I always believe that this is a very, you can say, variable question, because like I previously mentioned in the certification part also, mostly every company has their own set of requirement which might or might not overlap with the other companies. But coming to Hadoop in general, it is a very vast system. If you look at it, if you could talk about Spark, if you talk about Hadoop, if you talk about anything, HDFS, file handling, everything, Hadoop in itself is its own ecosystem. But PySpark is something that companies prefer. And personally, I haven't really used it, so I do not have my own insights on it. But it is something which is preferred by a lot of companies. It can be due to various reasons, considering it has a very, you can say, easy, approachable interface as far as I know. I tried using it, but I did not really get a hang of it. I would prefer Spark personally, but PySpark is something that I think you should explore, which I because it is something that I have seen in a lot of companies.
Okay. Next question. Kuldeep.
Yeah, hello. I have completed the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification. So, should I focus on the next one, the AWS Cloud Solution Architect, or start exploring Azure or GCP?
Really depends. What are your goals?
Uh, I'm the student of cloud computing, MC second year. So, currently I'm doing AWS. So, what should you suggest me for AWS or GCP or Azure for the next? I've done the cloud practitioner certification.
Yeah, I mean to say, after you graduate from college, what do you look forward to doing? Like any competitive exams,
Uh,
placements? And just clarifying this.
no, just for placements purpose.
Just for placements, in that case, I would say don't go for any more certifications, create some projects, host
Okay,
them on the
okay,
cloud, and focus on your core computer science skills, DSA, etc. You already have AWS certification on your resume, which to recruiters, they see that this guy has gone out of his way to do something on his own. If you want to focus on just a certification, I would say branch out, go for an Azure certification or a GCP certification. But for a purely placement oriented perspective, I would say certifications, now that you have one, you don't need to go for any more.
Another thing about the certification here is that our college actually tends to focus everything on AWS for their own reasons, but that does not mean you cannot explore the other platforms. I mean, everyone does offer credits and a free trial. So go out of your way and just do it. Like Mahati said, go explore. Uh, Put your try your hands on Azure and GCP, and maybe you will like something better. Maybe you will find out that okay, GCP has better options than AWS, and yeah, maybe a function or a service provided by the other platform is better than what we are doing in college. So just because college is focusing on AWS doesn't mean you have to, right? So if you like any other platform, pursue it side by side and keep AWS only for on your like academic focus. So that will help you know better like what exactly do you like. And don't do certifications just for say placement purposes. Again, like if it does not interest you, what is the point? Certification, okay, I am going to learn things for a month or two and then I'm going to give the exam, I'm going to get the certificate, but I do not like it. So in a way, I'm just wasting my time on it just for that name or the piece of certificate, right? So don't really do that. Try, hands on first and then go towards the certification.
okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Next question, Samruddhi. We'll have two more or one more question because of time constraints. But yeah, next question, Samruddhi. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, so my question is, how much difference is there between choosing specialization and studying that same topic in core? Like, for example, I'm choosing core computer science, then how much there is difference? Like, cloud computing in specialization and cloud computing in core. Because as much as I have heard from our seniors, like I have heard that maybe controversial, but the teachers they don't teach in that depth to make us a specialist.
Would either of us like to answer this question? No? All right. So I'll answer this question. I'll be honest. Every single person that you've seen over here, every single alumnus, they have whatever they have achieved. The college itself has, like, I'd say, only a 5% impact on that. From the placement opportunity perspective, I'm the only one, I think, amongst us who got placed in campus placements at a good company. So there really isn't much of a difference. It's just that you may meet like-minded people. You may learn something or connect with teachers who like the same subjects that you do. But honestly, if you take core, then you will get to explore any other field of your own interest. Harkirat is one of the people who I know who's the best at AI and data science, and she didn't take either of those specializations. So do not worry about uh, being too much of a generalist. What matters is that you take your own time, you make your own effort to learn about the specializations.
Okay, thank you so much. That helped.
Yeah, Gia.
So I'd start by saying that I'm already a cloud computing student in third year. So, but a lot of my juniors are here. So just to ask on behalf of them, we've been talking about placements and specializations, how it feels to like do a particular specialization and how to get into placements, and how Mahati and everyone has been talking about how to approach and keep what their interests are. But I would say if you all can just brief about how is life studying the particular specialization, like how does it feel to study cloud computing for 2 years, how does it feel to study AI for 2 years, and how is the environment in college regarding their particular specializations. It would be something different apart from all this academics, something that would like pull them into like, okay, this is study, but how is life apart from college after college hours in the particular specialization.
I love
I would
this
like
question.
Tavish Negi to answer this question.
Which question?
Never mind, Gurbani, you go ahead, please.
Actually, the question is amazing. But
I mean,
see,
it wasn't that bad of a question.
so let's be real. I mean, you cannot really say that, life is amazing because it depends from person to person. So just like putting our focus on the specialization. Now coming from big data and cloud, what happened is my interest got, you can say, divided because it has two things combined, right? Like I mentioned in my talk as well, it was big data and cloud, both of them. But I got inclined towards cloud, and that did not, give me the feasibility to ignore or not think about big data at all, because that is something you are not at liberty to do once you take the specialization. Yes, the college does not make it easy to, change your specialization after selecting it. So what really happened is, like I mentioned, I feared calculations and maths. And what people told me is that, okay, core means everything, and everything means you are going to get maths and everything. But eventually, these subjects merge. I was scared of this subject called that was data analysis and algorithm. So yeah, I was shit scared of that subject, to be very, very honest. I had heard so many things that the teachers are not good, you don't even pass, you have to like do a lot of calculations and stuff. But eventually I had to do it even after my specialization. So what I'm really trying to say is the specialization in any way does not really define your whole life, and it does not, you can say, it does not stop you or it does not bind you to something. It's not like you are stuck with it. You have options after it as well. Ultimately, it is just a degree. It is just going to be a piece of paper in the future as well. It does have a value only if you put your focus and interest in it. अगर तुम जबरदस्ती कुछ चीज कर रहे हो, चाहे वो पढ़ने के लिए हो या जॉब के लिए हो, तुम कुछ टाइम बाद खुद ही बोर हो जाओगे. And then, your mental health will take a toll about it. So how your life turns out eventually is on you. If you are into theoretics, if you are into, you can say, a lot of things, that require, you can say, learning and even mugging up at times. So then you go for something which is, theoretical based, such as big data. If you're into, you can say, calculations and statistics, and you like data and you like, analyzing stuff and all, you go with something probably like AI. So define your interests first rather than, getting scared of the specialization. It is just a fancy name. एंड अगर तुमने अभी गलत डिसीजन ले भी लिया तो तुम्हारी जिंदगी बर्बाद नहीं हो जाएगी, तुम बाद में वो डिसीजन चेंज कर सकते हो। बस जॉब मिल जाए तो तुम उसके बाद आगे जाके अपने आप को खुद ही एक्सपैंड कर सकते हो, किसी भी फील्ड में घुस सकते हो। सो या दैट इज माय ओन एडवाइस, डरो मत, जस्ट डू इट अल्टीमेटली।
Okay, that was very, I mean, that precisely answers the question. And yeah, we will conclude the Q&A for now because of the time constraints. And I would really thank the panel who are present here, Pushkar, Raj Mahati, Gurbani, Tavish, Harkirat. You all did an amazing job explaining the respective domains, and I hope everybody in the meeting have a clear picture about their domain. And yeah, um, we will share the LinkedIn profiles of all the speakers in the community. Please do share the community to your friends, and yeah, connect with the whole panel after this session. We also have our Instagram, WhatsApp community, and LinkedIn QRs on the screen right now, so you can scan it and follow us. We thank you so much, everyone, for attending this session. It was very informative for all the second years as well, and even for other people, for third year, last year people, because I myself am from third year, and even Kuldeep is doing masters in cloud computing. So yeah, thank you so much, panel, for your efforts. Yeah, that's it from my side. If anyone has to say anything, they can. Rishikesh, anyone.
Yes, thank you so much, all alumni, to take your time and speak it out over here. Thank you for your time, guys, and all the participants. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Anvay and the CCube team, for making this very wonderful event, for leading this event, Anvay. Thank you so much. So, yeah, that's it from my side. So, whatever you choose, make it, it won't be your final decision later. So, like, you can switch to another specialization aage jaake bhi. So, don't get confused. If you're confused, just ask any of the uh, panel person or any of us in the CQ team, and we'll love to help you out. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Oh,
Thank you,
also,
guys. So we will continue.
one
Yeah,
last
go on.
announcement which I would like to make is CCube is conducting another event, Docker Decoded, which would happen on 3rd November, Monday, from 9 to 12 and 5 and 8. So do register for that, guys. That is about Docker, and we'll have a gist of Kubernetes as well. As Harkirat mentioned that Docker, everyone should know about Docker. Every computer science should know about Docker. So I think this is one of the way which you could. So do join us for the event. Yeah. Thank you. Good night. Uh, Anyone else would like to say something, or
Good
else we
night,
could
guys.
conclude. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and we
Thank
can
you so
wrap it
much,
up.
guys. Yep. Thank you so much. We're concluding the meet session. Thank you so much for your presence, guys. Good night.
Good night.